Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a first impressions makeup tutorial, and it's been so long since I've done one of those. I was so excited to sit down and just play with makeup, and I have a lot more of those coming because I have a lot of new makeup that I need to use and try out and review for you guys. So anyways, really quick before we get started, if you are new to my channel, then hello, welcome. Make sure before you leave, you do not forget to subscribe down below so you're notified for future videos from me. I do post 3 times a week, so Wednesdays, Fridays, and then mail hauls every single Monday. Also, make sure you click the bell notification so you're notified as soon as the video goes live. And I'm also really excited to talk to you guys about the hits and the misses in this video, so let's get started. So one thing that I want to say really quick before we get started is this video is sponsored by Bad Habit, and I am going to be showing you guys this new eyeshadow palette. So this is called the Pretty Poison palette, and it actually should be listed, I believe, when this video goes live. I'll leave a link down below if you'd like to check it out, but it is a beautiful palette, as you can see, right up my alley with all the colors that are in it. And the really awesome thing is that it retails for $16, which is so great. So if you guys haven't heard of Bad Habit Beauty, they're a brand that I feel like is really known for dupe palettes. They have a lot of really great palettes at affordable prices. They look very similar to some high-end palettes, but the Pretty Poison palette is a palette that they just created that there is no dupe for. So it's really beautiful. I'm going to show you guys some swatches and then you can see it being applied in the tutorial. These shadows really blew me away, you guys. They're so pretty and very pigmented. So here's what the first row looks like. Very pretty. I am actually going to be doing a video very soon of the Bad Habit palettes, a couple different ones, and comparing them to their like high-end dupes, which I'm very excited about, so stay tuned for that. And then the next row we have is like very smoky vibes. So here for the shades, look how pretty they are. And then there is the second row swatched. And I actually used these 2 shades like on the outer corner in today's look. Oh my gosh, I didn't get a chance to swatch that one. Ooh, or that one. These are so pretty. So here 4 more shades and like so pretty. And I mean, I just want to show you guys the pigment. Like here is this, and then let me show you swatched. Here's a close-up of that row. So yeah, you guys, this palette retails for $16. So awesome. And it will be available at badhabitbeauty.com, which I will leave a link down below. But let's go ahead and dive into this first impressions makeup tutorial. Okay, so you guys are super zoomed in so you can see how these eyeshadows apply up close and personal. I have my mirror in front of me, and here's what this beautiful palette looks like. It's called the Pretty Poison palette. It has 15 different eyeshadows in it, and this is what we're going to be using today. Oh, these colors are literally right up my alley and what I love to use. And here is a close-up of all of the colors. As you can see, they do lean toward like purple shades, which is my favorite. And Bad Habit also has an 8-piece eye brush set, so we're going to be using this as well today. And I've not used any of these brushes, so they come in a nice plastic wrap. And it looks like you have everything you would need to create a bomb look. Well, let's get started. So I have this thing recently where I always like to do my brow bone highlight first. So we're going to go in with this shade right here called Paralyzed, and this is going to be our highlight. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this on the number 1 brush. And we're going to, I was wondering why this mirror wasn't super clear. It's because I still have the plastic on it. Much better. Okay, so we're going to apply this in the brow bone. And it looks like it's a really pretty shade. And as far as like application, it feels really creamy. I'm gonna put it on the other side. And normally what I do is I'll go ahead and do this first, but I will normally go back in and just like retouch up at the end. The Pierced Heart is like a really pretty lavender shade. And that's gonna be our transition color. I feel really creamy. I don't know if it's like the creaminess of the shadows or these brushes, because the brushes are really soft actually. I'm really surprised. I didn't know what to expect because obviously this is a first impression, so you never really know, but they do feel really soft on the eyes. And we're just going back and forth. Okay, next I'm going to go in with brush number 3, and we're going to go into Nightshade. This is like a little bit more of a purple shade, and we're just going to keep this kind of in the crease area, but keep it a little bit low. Back and forth. We're going to go into Antidote next, which is a much darker, like plummy shade. And we're going to use the brush number 5 to kind of keep that on the outer corner. And there's very little fallout with these eyeshadows too, which is great. And I'm kind of just keeping this again on the outer edge. So far they're blending very nice. I'm gonna go back in and just re-blend it with that first brush that we used. Okay, and just taking it on this side too. Very last matte shade we're going to take is this one right here. That is called Deadly Dose. I'm going to take an even thicker brush. This is the number 6 to keep this right at the bottom edge. And we can take it back up just a little bit since this is more of like a smoky eye. Okay, only because I feel like gold would look really good with this, and look how pretty this shade is. We're gonna go in with some gold. Now, I honestly feel like this is so pigmented that you don't even need a base, but I am going to put a base down just because that's what I typically do. Gosh, all these are really pretty. It's hard to decide, but I think I do want to go in with gold. Whoa. That is so pigmented. I mean, I literally haven't even had to dip back into the palette, and I just with like one stroke over the eyeshadow, I did my entire lid space. That is beautiful. This is gorgeous because there's no Fix Plus or anything on my brush. Now the eyes always look a little bit crazy until you like keep deepening them up, especially when I don't have any more makeup on. So we're gonna go back in and keep deepening the outer edge. Just darkening that outer edge. And this is like really gonna pull the look together when you keep going back in. Ooh, I like these shadows. These are really nice. Okay, now, like I said at the beginning, I actually used the number 1 brush to go in and do my brow bone highlight. So I'm gonna go back over that just to make sure it's nice and cleaned up around the edge before we go in with some eyeliner. That's a strong highlight. I like it so far. Now, I don't have a new eyeliner. I've been obsessed with the new Tarteist liner, so I'm gonna use it to kind of give me a wing. So I always close my eye and go across with the eyeliner. And then I flick up like that. And then I go down and connect it. All right, so next what we're going to do is go in with mascara, and this is the NARS Climax. I've heard so many really great things about this, and I've never tried it out yet, so we're going to be using it today. I'm probably going to put on false lashes, but I want to see how this works. So it looks like it separates the lashes pretty good. I mean, people are like raving about this. I mean, it separates them really good. I just don't feel like the thickness is there. Like, for me, I really like the Too Faced Better Than Sex, but it like really kind of like makes them thick too. Well, okay, going in with a second coat's doing that. But I just don't think it's making them, not clumpy, but just like as thick out as I would want them. All right, so there's that. I'm gonna pop on some lashes and then we'll be back and we'll keep doing the rest of the face. So now we have the eyelashes on. I'm feeling a little bit more like myself. I just think that I've been doing my face first and not my eyes. So I was feeling like I looked a little bit weird without the rest of my makeup on, but we will continue. Okay, so next thing I want to try is the Becca Skin Love Glow Elixir. This is supposed to be almost like a moisturizer, but it's like drops, as you can see. So I actually got this from Becca and Octoly a little while back, and I wanted to test it out. So it has a really small dropper. I'm just gonna take a couple drops. Okay, just more like 2 because that last drop was really big. And I'm going to apply this on the skin to get my face super hydrated. Off the bat, the first thing that I will say, this smells really good. It has a kind of, not too strong, but it does have a fragrance to it, but I don't mind it because I like the fragrance. I should be going up. So I'm going to let that dry. So now that that's dried, the next thing we're gonna go in with is this Matte Blur Primer by ColourPop. And I haven't used this yet. Obviously my face is a little bit more hydrated, but this kind of stuff almost makes it feel a little bit sticky or tacky, which is a good thing. Ooh, wow. A lot of this came out at one time. Okay, so this would not be what I would expect a matte blurring primer to feel like. It almost feels like it goes on like a lotion, but as I'm putting it on, very tacky. You can feel the difference, like right when you put it on, that your skin is like soaking it in and like it's making your skin matte. And actually it does look pretty blurry. So we shall see how this goes. I do have like some acne. I'm breaking out a little bit, so just don't mind that. I'm gonna put this on my chin. But yeah, super matte. Actually, you can see a little bit of glow still on my skin, but I can tell that like once my foundation goes on, it probably is gonna be pretty matte. Awesome. Okay, foundation. Let's cross our fingers and hope this is gonna work. This is the Beauty Blender Bounce. And I actually had bought this when it first came out. Went to try it and it was like a really yellow and like orangey almost. The shade wasn't good. So I picked up shade 3.35. Now, if this doesn't work, I'm still gonna try to use it because I do wanna do like a full on first impression. And I know that I have a sponge around here. Let's see how this works. Okay, so the first thing you do, I think, is you like unhook it. I'm scared it's gonna like shoot up in the air and like shoot. Is it locked? Surely it does not take this much. Okay, no. Oh, yay. Okay, this looks pretty like dark, but let's make it work. So I'm like really pouncing it onto the skin. And I'm definitely gonna have to bring it down the neck if I want this to work. I mean, everybody says this is supposed to be like a really full coverage foundation, but like it's not covering up like that spot. We'll have to see. We'll have to keep working it in, maybe even layer it. Maybe I'm not putting enough on. I mean, that ends up being like 5 pumps after I use all this. But I want like a really full coverage look, so we shall see. And I would assume, since it's a beauty blender foundation, they want us to use it with a sponge. I mean, honestly, it's a little bit orange for me, but my arm is hurting from doing all this pouncing. Normally it doesn't take this much effort when I use foundations. I'm trying to like really give it a good look. See, that's all that's left. Do one last swipe for the forehead. Definitely not a color match, but it'll look better once we get concealer on. Okay, so first impression, I mean, it looks pretty on the skin. I just feel like it took a lot of work. And my arm is like hurting. Okay, so this is the new Be Bright Illuminating Concealer by Kokie Cosmetics. I'm not sure if it's already released yet, but we're gonna use the shade Golden Tan. And we're gonna see how it goes. Now, I will say, it looks like as you put it on and like spread it out, the coverage kind of goes away. So I do think that you would probably need a good bit of this in order to give yourself like a real full coverage effect. Even though this looks like I have a lot on, like it doesn't feel like I have on a lot. So we're just gonna pounce it. I really like this sponge, you guys. This is from for Cosmetics. I think I got a Gem Beauty, but it honestly works really good. It's really soft, like probably one of the softest sponges I've ever used. And bringing this concealer down a little bit is really good because it's making my face not look as dark as it was looking earlier. I mean, what do you think? I still feel like I have under eye circles. I mean, but it didn't claim to be full coverage, so let me put just a little bit more on right here. You know what concealer I've really been liking? I need to show it to you guys on camera. The Huda Beauty one. Oh my gosh. I have been obsessed. Okay. So there we go. Nice and bright. So the next thing that we have to try out is this Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. I've heard rave reviews about this. A lot of people really like it, and I have not tried it out, as you can see. So I figured that we would test it today. Maybe even do a little bit of baking. I've been into baking. I don't know what's got into me, but I'm in it to win it lately. Okay, so okay, I mean, that gave us a decent little amount. Okay, let's put some of this on under the eye. Very nice. It's a little bit more spread out than it needs to be, but that's okay. We're just gonna let this sit for a few minutes. I mean, it feels like a nice powder. Okay, so while we're letting that sit, I'm going to go in and dust a little bit of this on my face to set the rest of the foundation. I still look a little bit orangey, honestly. That foundation, I mean, it's just not my shade. Because I got it like a month or two ago when Sephora had their first like appreciation event. Now, here's one thing I've been doing recently when I bake. I've been going back in on the other side of the powder and pressing the leftover into the skin. And I have really been liking it. So like bake it, and instead of wipe it off, push it in. Because what was happening was when I was brushing it off, it was like patchy still a little bit. So I've just been pressing it into the skin. And I've really been liking it. I feel like the complexion products so far look really good. So now that that's done, we can bronze. So yeah, I have this Laura Mercier bronzer in Bronze 03. I had to get this from Octoly a little while ago. And we will go in with this brush. Oh, whoa. I don't want a contoured look. More of just like a nice bronzy look. I like the shade of this. It looks nice. I feel like I want to get a little bit more bronzy with it. Have to wear a turtleneck to dinner tonight. And I have been contouring my nose recently. I'm not really going to do it right now, but I will put just a tad bit of this bronze shade on it. Y'all, I think I contoured my nose the other day, and I think I made it look sideways, which I think I just did again. Okay, I gotta get better at this. Okay, bronzer looks good. And then next we're gonna go in with this MAC Shiny Pretty Things Complexion Palette. And it has a blush in here I wanna try, because I really don't have any new blushes. Now this is a pinky shade, so we're gonna be really careful putting it on. Applies pretty smooth though. Feels like it blends in really nice. I mean, I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. I feel like it kind of broke up my bronzer right there. Bronze back over this spot. Okay. All right, and then we're actually going to use this same palette to highlight with. There's a really nice highlighter in here. And we're going to, ooh, that is beautiful. Kind of takes over the blush. I'll have to go back in and redo the blush. Ooh, I wasn't expecting it to be that nice. My eyebrow looks like it has a chunk missing out of it. I'm not sure why. It's really pretty. And it's a holiday, so make sure that you pick it up if you are interested in it. It also has a bronzer shade, which looks pretty nice. I have the light one, so it's more for like lighter skin tones. But all right, I am glowing. Okay, now we're going to go back into the Pretty Poison palette because we need to do the lower lash line. I'm going to go in with Deadly Rose. I'm going to keep that kind of tight to the lower lash line. This is a really pretty color. And what I like to do a lot of times is when I'm smoking this out, that's when I like to finish the outside portion of this eye and darken it up just a little bit. I'm looking at this eye look in the mirror and I am digging it. All right, after I go with Deadly Rose, I'm going to go back into Antiqued right there, which is a little bit more plummy. Deepen it up even more. This is a really pretty shade. Gives you that really dark under eye effect. Woo, we're smoky. All right, now we're going to go in, do the lower lash mascara. And then because I want a little bit more sparkle, we're going to take one of the brushes that they sent over. This is the number 7. We're going to go into Paralyzed right here. We're going to do an inner corner highlight. Ooh, that just makes such a big difference in the eye look, I feel like. Dang, these eyeshadows are really nice, you guys. Why do I always end up whispering sometimes? I have no idea. All right, now let's move on to lips. I feel like this calls for a really nude lip. So we're going to take Bombshell by Huda Beauty. Ooh, this is nice. I literally just used a Huda Beauty lip liner the other day. I'd never used them before. And they're really creamy. I almost could just wear this if I wanted to. This is the ColourPop Ultra Satin Wish lipstick. It's a little too brown. So we're going to go in with the shade JJ, and this is a ultra glossy lip. No, I hate all this. I feel like it doesn't go with the look at all. Okay, let me take it off. I liked the lip liner, so let me put that back on. I want to go more for like an actual nude shade. So I know this wasn't first impressions, but I've been loving the Buxom Honeydew Viva Lip Plump. So we're going to put that on first. It's very nude, as you can see. And then I'm going to take the Buxom Sugar Full On Lip Polish. My hair's being crazy right now. And I've just been loving this combo. So let's go through the products. So overall, I love the way the look turned out. I really like the eyeshadows. I'm really glad that I did the gold because I think it looks really, really pretty. And I think that they're pigmented, very blendable, creamy. The mascara, I feel like I'm gonna have to keep trying out. I'm not like 100% sold on it because even though it makes my lashes look full, it doesn't make them look thick, and that's what I'm really going for. And it didn't give as much length. I don't know, I'm just gonna have to use it again because sometimes mascaras are better after you open them, I feel like, and I know that so many people rave about it, so I don't know if there's just like something wrong, like it's just me. The foundation looked pretty. The Kokie concealer was nice, but I didn't feel like it was as full coverage as what I wanted. I love the Hourglass setting powder. That was really nice. And then I really was surprised by this MAC palette. The highlighter in there was really, really pretty. There's what it looks like. And I don't feel like it even swatches as good as what it performs. You know what I mean? So that was surprising. Obviously, I didn't like the first round of lips together, but I liked the second round. So overall, I'm really happy with how the look turned out. I do have a lot more products that I need to use. So I do need to do more first impressions videos, especially with some drugstore stuff too. So definitely stay tuned for that. But let me know down below what your favorite product is. I'll have everything listed in the description bar of all the products that I used. And as always, I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.